again, and is deceived by this alternate voice, and calls aloud, "Oh, let us come together!" Echo cries, "Oh, let us come together!" Never sound seemed sweeter to the nymph, and from the woods she hastens in accordance with her words, and strives to wind her arms around his neck. He flies from her, and as he leaves her, says, "Take off your hand! You shall not fold your arms around me. Better death than such a one should ever caress me." Naught she answers, save, "Caress me." Thus rejected she lies hid in the deep woods, hiding her blushing face with the green leaves, and ever after lives concealed in lonely caverns in the hills. But her great love increases with neglect. Her miserable body wastes away, wakeful with sorrows. Leanness shrivels up her skin, and all her lovely features melt, as if dissolved upon the wafting winds. Nothing remains except her bones and voice. Her voice continues, in the wilderness. Her bones have turned to stone. She lies concealed in the wild woods, nor is she ever seen on lonely mountain range. For though we hear her calling in the hills, 'tis but a voice that lives among the hills. Thus he deceived the nymph and many more, sprung from the mountains or the sparkling waves. And thus he slighted many an amorous youth, and therefore some one whom he once despised, lifting his hands to heaven, implored the gods, "If he should love, deny him what he loves." And as the prayer was uttered, it was heard by Nemesis, who granted her assent. There was a fountain, silver clear and bright, which neither shepherds nor the wild she-goats that ranged the hills, nor any cattle's mouth had touched. Its waters were unsullied, birds disturbed it not, nor animals, nor boughs that fall so often from the trees. Around, sweet grasses, nourished by the stream, grew. Trees that shaded from the sun let balmy airs temper its waters. Here Narcissus, tired of hunting and the heated noon, lay down, attracted by the peaceful solitudes and by the glassy spring. There, as he stooped to quench his thirst, another thirst increased. While he is drinking, he beholds himself reflected in the mirrored pool, and loves. Loves an imagined body which contains no substance, for he deems the mirrored shade a thing of life to love. He cannot move, for so he marvels at himself, and lies with countenance unchanged, as if indeed a statue carved on Parian marble. Long, supine upon the bank, his gaze is fixed on his own eyes, twin stars. His fingers, shaped as Bacchus might desire, his flowing hair is glorious as Apollo's, and his cheeks youthful and smooth, his ivory neck, his mouth dreaming in sweetness, his complexion fair and blushing as the rose in snowdrift white. All that is lovely, in himself he loves, and in his witless way he wants himself. He who approves is equally approved. He seeks, is sought. He burns, and he's burnt. And how he kisses the deceitful fount, and how he thrusts his arms to catch the neck that's pictured in the middle of the stream. Yet never may he wreathe his arms around that image of himself. He knows not what he there beholds, but what he sees inflames his longing, and the error that deceives allures his eyes. But why, O foolish boy, so vainly catching at this flitting form? The cheat that you are seeking has no place. Avert your gaze, and you will lose your love, for this that holds your eyes is nothing save the image of yourself reflected back to you. It comes and waits with you. It has no life. It will depart if you only go. Nor food nor rest can draw him thence. Outstretched upon the overshadowed green, his eyes fixed on the mirrored image never may know their longing satisfied, and by their sight he is himself undone. Raising himself a moment, he extends his arms around, and beckoning to the murmuring forest, "O ye eye old wood, was ever man in love more fatally than I? Your silent paths have sheltered many a one whose love was told, and ye have heard their voices. Ages vast have rolled away since your forgotten birth, but who is he through all those weary years that ever pined away as I? Alas, this fatal image wins my love as I behold it, but I cannot press my arms around the form I see, the form that gives me joy. What strange mistake has intervened betwixt us and our love? It grieves me more than neither lands nor seas nor mountains, no, nor walls with closed gates deny our loves, but only a little water keeps us far asunder. Surely he desires my love and my embraces, for as oft I strive to kiss him, bending to the limpid stream my lips, so often does he hold his face fondly to me, and vainly struggles up. It seems that I could touch him. 'Tis a strange delusion that is keeping us apart. Whoever thou art, come up, deceive me not. Oh, whither when I fain pursue art thou? Ah, surely I am young and fair, the nymphs have loved me, and when I behold thy smiles I cannot tell thee what sweet hopes arise. When I extend my loving arms to thee, thine also are extended me, thy smiles return my own. When I was weeping I have seen thy tears, and every sign I make thou cost return, and often thy sweet lips have seemed to move, that peradventure words which I have never heard thou hast returned. No more my shade deceives me, I perceive, 'tis I in thee, I love myself. The flame arises in my breast and burns my heart. What shall I do? Shall I at once implore? Or should I linger till my love is sought? What is it I implore? The thing that I desire is mine, abundance makes me poor. Oh, I am tortured by a strange desire, unknown to me before, for I would fain put off this mortal form, which only means I wish the object of my love away. Grief saps my strength, the sands of life are run, and in my early youth am I cut off, but death is not my bane, it ends my woe. I would not death for this that is my love, as two united in a single soul would die as one. He spoke, and crazed with love returned to view the same face in the pool, and as he grieved his tears disturbed the stream, and ripples on the surface, glassy clear, defaced his mirrored form. And thus the youth, when he beheld that lovely shadow go, "Ah, whither canst thou fly? Oh, I entreat thee, leave me not! Alas, thou cruel boy, thus to forsake thy lover! Stay with me, that I may see thy lovely form, for though I may not touch thee, I shall feed my eyes and soothe my wretched pains." And while he spoke, he rent his garment from the upper edge, and beating on his naked breast, all white as marble, every stroke produced a tint as lovely as the apple streaked with red, or as the glowing grape when purple bloom touches the ripening clusters. When as glass again the rippling water smoothed, and when such beauty in the stream the youth observed, no more could he endure. As in the flame the yellow wax, or as the hoar-frost melts in early morning 'neath the genial sun, so did he pine away, by love consumed, and slowly wasted by a hidden flame. No vermeil bloom now mingled in the white of his complexion fair, no strength has he, no vigour, nor the comeliness that wrought for love so long. Alas, that handsome form, by Echo fondly loved, may please no more. But when she saw him in his hapless plight, though angry at his scorn, she only grieved. As often as the love-lorn boy complained, "Alas! Alas!" her echoing voice returned. And as he struck his hands against his arms, she ever answered with her echoing sounds. And as he gazed upon the mirrored pool, he said at last, "Ah, youth beloved in vain!" In vain, in vain, the spot returned his words, and when he breathed the sad farewell, "Farewell," sighed Echo too. He laid his wearied head and rested on the verdant grass, and those bright eyes, which had so loved to gaze, entranced